I'm going to get the day kicked off with a very brief TrueNorth update and then frame the day up, if you will, in terms of what we're going to do for the next 8 hours together, and really ultimately what our vision was when we started talking about hosting our Transportation Risk Summit this year. So just a quick update in terms of TrueNorth and what we're up to and how we're doing in 2012. We're proud to finish 2011 at approximately $300 million in total sales. But equally as proud, we embarked on a journey where we laid out our 2020 vision, which is an 8-year strategic plan where we intend to triple the size of TrueNorth by 2020. And we're going to do that very strategically to maintain our core focus and our client-centric nature in the spirit of really 3 core strategies. The first being, how can we continue to support and help your businesses and do more together? The second being, looking for the great talent out there that would like to join the TrueNorth team and be a value creator with us. And then third, we are looking for right fit strategic M&A opportunities, whether it's an insurance firm that is lacking a perpetuation plan, or potentially a firm that has created some kind of a unique service or platform that would fit very well with our organization and our value creation model. We're looking for those kinds of opportunities. So I thought it'd be good to just give you a quick update on that, and please, as you're out conducting business every day, keep us in mind for good talent and opportunities that you might see that fit into TrueNorth. We've got roughly 165 folks at TrueNorth, and approximately 50 of those folks are transportation team members. We're proud to work with a couple hundred transportation clients and approximately a third of the Transport Topics Top 100. And as most of you, if not all of you know, one of our largest niches within transportation is in the independent contractor space. We love the independent contractor, and we also pride ourselves on emphasizing the importance of working with you as the transportation company and the independent contractor to protect and maximize that platform together. And we believe that both companies can win. It doesn't have to be a slighted playing field, if you will, for either the independent contractor or the transportation company, and that's what we're working towards every day. We're in an expansion phase right now, and proud to have added a Dallas location in the recent years. We've expanded into Des Moines, Iowa more recently, particularly in employee benefits, and as I mentioned earlier, looking for additional strategic opportunities to add into the TrueNorth team. Finally, real quick, from a transportation division standpoint, most of you know this, but again, I think it's good to hit on. We are actively adding and seeking talent. We're very, very proud to have added some wonderful team members in the last 6 months. Jack Gagliardi out of Kansas City, Josh Streets is in our operations team now. We were able to get Josh to relocate from Chicago and move to sunny Cedar Rapids. So that was a boon in of itself. And added a technology member to our team here recently, Mr. Matt Kane, who's an important member of our team. In addition to that, we've added several staff members in Mike Vogel's True Choices area. Sarah Kreminga is a new member of the team graduating from University of Iowa that came to us through our internship program that we do in the summers. Our TSA team, we're adding new members. So a lot of exciting members joining us, and hopefully you'll feel that day in and day out as you're working with our folks, and we're working with you every day on the issues that you're facing. We're making significant investments in technology as we speak for 2 reasons. Number one, we believe that there's some significant opportunities in technology relative to motor carrier and driver support. As we continue to advance in-cab technology, as we continue as an industry to focus on how do we attract and retain good quality drivers. We believe that technology can be a major implicator on that improvement, if you will, of the communication and the quality of life, to be totally honest with you, with the drivers day in and day out. So look for some exciting announcements from TrueNorth and from Matt Kane in 2012 as we seek to deploy our new technology. Expansion of enterprise risk capabilities. As I mentioned earlier, we do a significant amount in the independent contractor space within transportation. And we've had the good fortune, as we've continued to grow and add talent, to be able to expand our capabilities into what we call more the enterprise level. Not only working with the independent contractor elements of risk and administration and support, but expanding further into workers' compensation and excess, and even into more business solutions and business strategy type discussions that may or may not be directly tied to insurance, but they're more tied to how do we work through this issue or this problem that our organization's facing. And finally, an area that we feel makes us unique, as I mentioned earlier, is our focus is both on the transportation company and the driver as our customer. So often in the competitive landscape, we see that it's one or the other. The supporting partners are focused predominantly on the transportation company, or they're focusing on the drivers and putting an adversarial tone out there between the transportation company and the driver. And we've really looked at it through a different lens and said, again, both can win. And that's what it's going to take long term going forward for us to deal with a lot of the issues that we face today and the issues that we're going to be presented with in the future. Real quick, in terms of TrueNorth and our company goals, kind of our core, if you will, that we stay true to and focused on every day, as everyone can appreciate, particularly through the economic cycle that we've been through in the last few years, we do have to maintain a focus on profitable revenue growth. And as I like to say, not suffer from revenue addiction. There can be good revenue and there can be bad revenue, and we need to emphasize the healthy revenue. As I think you've experienced over your years with TrueNorth, our time last night and our short time already today, quality of life is huge for us. As you can appreciate, from a people perspective, not only does it improve productivity, but candidly speaking, it makes it a fun place to come to work and conduct business every day. And again, hopefully you feel that when you're engaging with TrueNorth and our resources. Moreover, we do have to have a little bit of a pitch to be able to draw talent into Cedar Rapids periodically. The third point on this screen that we feel is very, very important to share, and that is every day we emphasize positioning this organization for succession from within. From 2001 to 2012, the plan has always been and will continue to be strategically focused on what does it take to run a world-class operation. Moreover, what does it take to allow and create the opportunities for the next generations to perpetuate our organization forward. So our strategy is not to build it up and sell it, if you will, and we believe that's important as you're banking on your strategic plans and or strategic resources. Finally, we're entrepreneurial by nature, and as we've grown and evolved, we've recognized the importance of maintaining that entrepreneurial spirit while also leveraging the platform to attract, coordinate, and develop great talent and opportunities. This is a quote that really kind of brings that all together, and again, it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of you have seen coined this back in May of 2001 when we were officially putting the company together. Profit is important for existence. We all know more so than ever that technology is important from a competitive perspective. But without a doubt, the quality will determine who grows, and ultimately the people will determine who win. And I think you can take this quote to your organizations. You can certainly take it to sports teams. You know, horse racing, for an example. Look at the underdog winning on Saturday at the Kentucky Derby. Certainly there was a horse involved, but there were good people involved in that as well. So, setting the tone for the day. If you look at the top of the slide here, where the title is Viewing the Issue, you can see we've got 8 letters on the screen. And if you think about this like a word jumble, those letters ultimately spell out a word. If you put them together, they spell reactive. If you change them up, they spell creative. And in this example, the difference in the sequence is only 4 letters. But as we can appreciate in business today, reactive versus creative can really be the difference between success and mediocrity. And as we all know, worse yet, it can be the difference in failure versus success. So as we prepare today to embark on this session together, we've got a wonderful group of panelists. We've got a wonderful group of speakers. You're going to have no shortage of information that comes at you. But if I could just throw the challenge out to kind of put it all back into perspective, if you could challenge yourself to focus on identifying at least the top 2 or 3 items that you want to take back with you to your respective organizations that you can put into action. From our perspective, the old adage, progress not perfection, it gives you an opportunity to really stay focused on the creative versus the reactive. And I think we would all agree, when we find ourselves in a creative space, whether it's with clients or with teams or even outside of work, the energy level that you have and the excitement and the confidence that you have when you're working creatively on solving the issues or innovating versus when you're reacting is truly night and day. And you can only work so long in a reactive space before you ultimately do throw your arms up and say, something's got to give. So, as we think about creation, and again, framing up the day, as we put together the list of speakers and the panels and the overall ideas for our summit, we got thinking about you as the transportation organization in the middle. So your enterprise and your cohesive risk strategy, thinking about insurable risks as well as uninsurable issues that you might face day in and day out. It may have nothing to do with insurance, but maybe there's something sitting in front of your operations team or your risk team or your finance team that's hindering your ability to make your strategic plan become reality. In our eyes, those are risks too. And then around the perimeter, we've got subjects on your people, so both from an independent contractor perspective as well as an employee perspective. We'll have subjects on your customers, if you will, in terms of property and liability and capacity type discussions. And then finally, topics and points relative to the third party aspect of what we do every day, both from a corporate perspective and from an independent contractor perspective. And then our teams at TrueNorth are really the wheels, if you will, sitting underneath of this triangle, where we work with safety and claims and legal and compliance, administrative, et cetera. But again, as you can appreciate thinking about your organization, most of you have those similar teams or departments, if you will, that you're integrating with or maximizing every day. So again, just wanted to kind of frame up what we're going to do here in the next several hours. And with that, very proud and excited to get the ball rolling with Eric Starks. Eric is the president of FTR and Associates out of Indianapolis, Indiana. A really well-known organization in terms of economic forecasting and granular data, if you will. So we're going to start off with Eric, and then Eric's going to hand the baton over to Todd Amon. Todd is the president and CEO of American Truck Business Services based out of Denver, Colorado. Another great organization that's going to have some wonderful data and benchmarking statistics. And I think, as most of you know, ATBS is significantly invested in the independent contractor business. So in the next hour, we're going to hear a lot about the industry, and then we're going to hear quite a bit about the independent contractor and the overall driving force. So again, thanks very much for your attendance and participation, and we look forward to a great day.